Oh gosh.
He asked me, we'll just start with, he asked me how much it would take for me to eat a big juicy steak. My answer is I'll do it for nothing if you eat the ounce equivalent in warm mayonnaise.
Ew.
Ounce equivalent in warm mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So like
I don't
10
get any benefit out of that. Where's like the benefit in that?
Where's the benefit in eating a steak?
No, I was just asking you. You asked for questions.
Because as disgusting as that sounds, that's how disgusting it is to me to have a steak.
To each their own, man.
Exactly. Okay. Angela already said, good luck, Kelly.
Oh,
So
what
are
am
you
I-
just
I
going
can't
down
believe it.
tonight?
Is this Kelly over here?
Kelly's over there. Brad, you're up here.
And you're down there.
I'm down at the bottom.
All right. So what are we talking about tonight?
Kelly, what are we talking about tonight?
Health, fitness, whatever you want.
Health, fitness, and whatever we want. Well, you start. You're the Weight Watchers fitness guru. So you tell us boys about it.
With intermittent fasting, because I have questions.
Okay.
I have lots of questions for y'all.
Real quick, I guess
Yeah.
audio is sounding good. I haven't seen anyone complain anything yet. I had to like turn off a microphone thing over here, so.
Oh yeah, let us know, guys.
They would trust me. They would have told us.
That's true.
And also, guys, if you're in the chat, know that there's about a 15 to 20 second delay between us talking and reading. So if you leave a comment or something, please give it like a minute, because it's probably going to take a minute before we even read it and get to it. So please stay patient. And yeah, I mean, this is a comfort zone for me. Kelly stole my Thursday night live stream. So
I offered to do it on your channel. I said any channel, I will be there. And y'all said, have a Kelly channel. And I said, okay, I will host.
So what's your question on intermittent fasting?
Okay,
JJ, are you an intermittent faster, JJ?
Fairly new, yeah.
Okay. So, no, I've heard about dirty, like I've done some research, but not too much. And I've heard about dirty fasting, and some people are very pro it, very not for it, like with coffee and different things like that. So I've heard 35 calories is allowed for a dirty fast. Now, what are your thoughts on that?
JJ?
I do 0 calories during my fasting time.
Okay.
Reason for this is really just because I don't want my body having to break down any calories, because then technically I'm not fasting.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, though, I do drink liquids during my fast.
Okay.
So the liquids I will drink is I'll drink water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big coffee drinker, so I'll drink coffee, but it's black coffee. I don't have any added, non-calorie sugars, no creamers. It's just straight black coffee. Or you can drink if you're a tea drinker, you can drink black tea, you can drink green tea. Again, as long as there's no, added sugars.
So even like no stevia, like even no syrup. Okay.
Right. Another good thing that I like is their what are they called? Have you guys seen the ice drinks from Walmart?
Yeah.
So I drink those sometimes, the flavored carbonated water. And those have 0 calories. So during my fast, I stop eating at 7 o'clock at night, and I start eating at 11, 11:30, sometimes 12, depending on my work schedule, but no earlier than 11. So right now I'm doing what's called the 16-8.
Right.
Fast for 16 hours, and then my eating span is within 8 hours of my day.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing about that is I'm sleeping 6 to 8 hours of that time while I'm fasting.
Yeah.
And then we can touch more about the different types and different stages of fasting later on. But Brad, if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, so I began as a 16-8. I'm a 17-7 now. So my window is just a little bit shorter, and that happened about 4 months in. So I've been fasting since April, May. For me, my fast schedule begins on my last meal, but also being plant-based, I'm very, very calorie conscious. So calories is really my number one concern. So, for example, like I'll start my window at noon per se. If I can't eat enough calories in that amount of time, then I will extend my calories out. Now, generally,
Okay.
for those of you that follow my channel, usually that's a glass of wine or two. But everything is still calculated in
No.
that yeah,
One or
yeah.
two?
In that fasting period. But to answer your previous question, coffee is fine.
Okay.
But that's really it for me. And like JJ said, black coffee, black coffee only. And currently my window is from 6 to about noon, 1 o'clock. And like JJ was saying with the sleeping thing, it's a lot easier when you're busy. So like my work day at work, I go out guns blazing. I teach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I teach 5 periods in a row to pretty much start the day. And I'm in a lab, so I can't eat in there anyway. So really, those days in the beginning when I was like suffering through, I really only had to get from home to work because
Right.
there was going to be no time to eat before noon anyway. So it kind
Which
of
that goes
became,
away, doesn't it?
oh yeah, hunger pangs like,
Goes
and
away.
that's like the
Really?
calories, the calories thing now. I have to force myself to eat. Like I have no temptations to eat really. Like, and like when I say temptations, like I get hungry, but I never get like,
Deathly
You get like
starving.
hangry?
I try and
Like
explain.
I get hangry if I don't have anything by
Well,
like 9 o'clock.
that's what you're eating, not what you're not eating. But no, like I try and explain it to people like this, and this might sound gross, but it seems to work.
Okay.
When you have to go Tuesday, there's times where like you feel like you have to go, but you can wait an hour. And there's times where you feel like you need to go now. For me, my hunger is like I feel hungry, but I can wait an hour.
Okay.
Where before, when I had these ups and downs in my metabolic cycle, I would have to eat immediately, or I would get hangry, or I'd get nauseous, jittery, weird. But then too, like there's so many things to learn, just like with any diet plan from my experience. Like even with the coffee, like bringing in black coffee on an empty stomach, if you're not a coffeeaholic,
Oh, I
that
am.
will jack you up. Like I remember the first like time I was like really clean and had like a big cup of coffee, and I was like, it made me enjoy coffee again.
Yeah.
But
It also suppresses your appetite.
it does. And
Well,
I think
yeah.
too, with anything as well, I think that you have to understand that this is just a framework. And, you can't, like I'm 80/20, and though I brought it up on my Insta story on Sunday, like my fasting window changes Saturday night. I stop early because I love having Sunday morning breakfast. It's like one of my favorite things, and like something that I've done my whole life with my family. So I sacrifice Saturday night meals, knowing that I want to wake up and cook my wife dinner. I mean, cook my wife breakfast right at 7 o'clock in the morning. But it's a transition period. But I mean, 6 to 8. 16/8. It should be really manageable. 16/8, and like I said, there's going to be some transitions. But now somebody asked on Instagram if they know I ride my bike a lot, and they ask if I ride fasted, and exercise just happens at a certain time in my day where fasting is my schedule. So if I need to exercise and I'm in a fasting window, I do it and I ride fine. The only time I ever like eat now before exercise is like if I'm racing, like I'm about to enter my race season.
Yeah.
I'll eat before I race just as a psychological thing. But yeah, I exercise like the New York City Marathon. I did fasted.
What?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
You ran a marathon fasted.
So the first calories that I brought in was at like mile 20 and change. And that was a mile 20 and change. And that was at like noon. So it was pretty much that time for me. Now I knew that I was going to be running, so I ate later at night. But I woke up 4 a.m, got on the bus, got down to the parking lot, waited, race started at 9. I didn't eat till 10. Just water and coffee in the morning. That was all I had.
Wow. Now, how long did it take you to like get more used to waiting that long? Like, was it a couple weeks or?
So when I first started, the first week was brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to eat all the time, and I'd eat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I needed to make some type of lifestyle change. And honestly, like Brad, you said, the dieting for intermittent fasting. I don't even really consider it a diet. I consider it
Yeah.
more of a lifestyle.
Right.
Because like for instance, tonight, so I fasted. I didn't eat breakfast. I had my first lunch at 12:30 because I had some like morning meetings and stuff I had to do. I had one of the meal preps I'm gonna make for the video coming up was just a quinoa chicken and broccoli, shredded chicken, and I put A1 sauce on top of it.
It was shredded, all right.
God. So I put A1 sauce on top of it, and that was like my lunch at 12:30. But then tonight for dinner, I was gone, my wife was gone picking up my son, and I had pizza,
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I like about this is I know I'm working out tomorrow. I know I'm going to work out in the morning. I know I'm going to work out at a fasted state. When you work out in a fasted state, first what happens, what your body does to break down energy is it pulls the carbohydrates that you pull from the, whatever you ate last previously. And that gives your body energy to move, gives your body energy to think, gives your body energy to lift weights, to do CrossFit, whatever type of, fitness exercise you're doing, riding a bike, doing a marathon. So when you're in a long period of a fasted state, and especially if you're working out towards the end of your fast, your body has no carbohydrates to pull from because it's already burned them to generate your energy throughout the fasting period. So whenever you're working out towards the end of your fast, your body has to go towards stored fat in your body. And that pulls energy from your stored fat, pulls the stored fat, turns it into energy, and that's how you start burning fat, through fat.
Mm-hmm.
And like JJ, this is a debated topic, and I just want to, at least I can't speak for the other two, but I can speak for me. And like, I guess I always have to have a disclaimer, especially being a vegan. You always have to have a disclaimer, but you at the end of the day, you have to do what works best for you. And
hey, somebody keep a tally of how many times Brad says he's a vegan in this video.
We're already up to like 30.
Yeah.
How am I looking for 38 years old? No, but
y'all didn't know I was 29, so here you go.
That's true.
But no, there's going to be time. There's definitely a transition period. There definitely is, but it is.
Like, should I work up to it?
16.8 should be the start.
That should be the starting. Oh.
Well, yeah. I will say this for girls. For girls, it is a lot harder to do intermittent fasting. I did some research before this video because I knew this topic was going to get brought up, and I wanted to make sure that I had some facts straight before I was, presenting this information to you guys and also to other people. But for one thing I wanted to look up for was the difference between men and women, because although we're relatively the same, there's also a lot of differences within our bodies, biologically or whatever. But the one thing I found was, for women is like, Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's your reproductive system. Whenever like women go to have a baby, is that what that is?
Is that their reproductive system? Yes.
Dude, I am not
Yes, their reproductive system is what has a baby. You had a baby, about. Okay, continue.
I'm blowing it.
Continue.
You
were doing great until
I lost it until I said reproductive system. Well, no, what I was saying is when girls...
Quick, somebody say vegan.
When girls, they have a harder time fasting because they need to store more food because their body is set up, to bear a child or whatever. Yep. That's like the one big thing that I saw.
I think what you're trying to say is girls have a higher metabolic rate, and so girls will tend to burn more calories through living and breathing.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And because women also tend to store more fat, but I mean, as far as like the intermittent fasting part of it, my wife tried it. She didn't love it, but there was things that she liked about it and there was things that she didn't. And I don't know if it was because she was a female or just because she wasn't all on board, because they said there's sacrifices in the beginning and people talk about like, oh, well, we need fat, we burn fat. And like, unless you're like 6% body fat, I don't know. But back to like feeling great after I went through what? Wow. After I went through that 21-day cycle of, having my body figured out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the research is out there that people are feeling good, regardless of if people want to come in and say it's healthy, it's not healthy. Just like it makes I feel better. I've done both.
Yeah.
And like Jay said, it's not a diet for me anymore. Like I wake up in the morning, I don't have an appetite to eat.
Me neither.
And when I first
Did
got
you
into
before you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it just takes time to.
Yep.
Yeah, till about a month. At about a month in, I had to start setting an alarm to eat because I would blow right through my window. And, and it also too, it made me appreciate like food more.
Yeah.
Because in those first 3 weeks, like I would look at a clementine on the table and be like, I cannot wait to just rip your skin off and just devour you. And it would be like the greatest tasting thing where it made me like just love food again.
You also get full a lot faster too. And
Really?
if you train like what I had to do, so I was always an overeater, and I was gonna type this, but just real quick, Mini Wealthy Cam Girl, shout out to her. She was helping me out during that that little
debacle.
Yeah. No, I used to be an overeater, so when I would go to a restaurant and I had my plate of food, I was not leaving my seat until everything was finished on that plate. Mm-hmm. Because one, I paid for it, I didn't want to waste the food, but two, just because I felt like I wanted to overfeed myself. So as I started getting into intermittent fasting, I started finding myself, one, stopping whenever I was full, mm-hmm. and then two, I became full so much faster. So as those progress, your body tends to, because like your body doesn't need to eat 3 structured meals a day.
Right.
I mean, but way back in history, they ate whenever they would eat, and there was just that's kind of how this whole got started. So that was my biggest thing is you tend to really learn your body a lot more when you're going through intermittent fasting and figuring out that you really don't have to eat as much as you think you do.
And I think of like my metabolism as like an engine that runs, right? And if you think about just like anything from you to your car, like would you want to have a day where you were on then off, then on then off, then on then off for the entire day? Or would you rather have one specific window in which you had to work really, really hard, quote unquote, your work day, and then you had the rest of the day to relax and restore energy to do it over and over again? When we're eating these 5 small meals a day, in my opinion, which you could take for what you will, you're making your metabolism work to break that food down, and then you're giving it a short rest, and then it has to work hard again. Then you give it a short rest and it has to work hard again. And that cycle never stops.
Right.
With intermittent fasting, you're saying, okay, I want you to work really, really hard, really, really specific. And I also want everything in my body to draw nutrients when it knows it can. So your body's going to start to seek nutrients and go and grab them. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're not giving it nutrients, you're going to find out about that as well. If you're not eating a well-balanced diet in intermittent fasting, your body's you're going to be looking for those nutrients. Right. So for me, just eating really, really hard in those windows and then being able to bring that down a step is just, it just seems to work out awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Enjoying Life's Journey had a good point, and that's what I was getting to when I was talking about the difference in women and men, how women need the extra like storage just because of your like calorie breakdown and stuff. She said that Enjoying Life's Journey, she said you could try 12-12. I do that a few times a week, and then do 16 to 8. So what I was going to say after that, before I lost my train of thought, is
I do like 12-12 now.
Yeah,
that's my general.
So that's like a perfect stepping stone to then maybe trying, going 14 hours fasting, and then and after you do that for a week, go to 16-hour fasting. That way, you're not jumping, from you're eating your breakfast, you're eating your lunch, eating your dinner, to just completely not doing anything or completely fasting the whole time. So, but
I'm gonna try and stay on the chat too, and just if everyone's talking, just because there are a lot of awesome questions coming in, so I want to make sure.
I'm getting better at this. On my first couple live streams, I don't think I looked at the chat except for like maybe 1 or 2 times.
I know people are always yelling at me, "You're so far behind," and then you do it, and you're like, "Shit."
Yeah, well, you just get rambling on, and all of a sudden you look down and you get lost of where you're at and everything.
Kelly, I don't know where it was, but somebody asked if you were intermittent fasting or if you were thinking about trying it. Oh, you got that one. You got that one. Okay.
I'm very excited about starting it.
So you are.
But
when are you going to start?
No, it was going to be today, but then
tomorrow.
My yogurt just looks so good.
Fermented cow's breast milk.
You know cows can die if you don't milk them.
What's that?
You know cows can die if you don't milk them.
Really?
I have nipples. Can you milk me, Greg?
Great movie.
Great. So you're gonna start tomorrow? Should we have a group chat with hey guys, we're gonna have lunch now?
Yeah.
/ breakfast. Just start an intermittent fasting group chat.
By the way, let me know down in the chat. Who else loves breakfast for supper?
Oh, I made kind of breakfast for supper last night. I made chicken and waffles.
Oh, I love me some chicken and waffles.
Oh. Yeah, is it? Well, we don't call it supper here, but we call it dinner. So it's Brinner, breakfast for dinner.
Oh, okay. We call it both supper or dinner.
I think.
So.
Okay, go.
I have a question.
Yep.
And I can see a struggle for me, like because I typically I go to bed pretty early, typically like between 9 and 10. If I can go to bed between 9 and 10, then I'm good. But if I'm working on YouTube or my blog or whatever, and it's getting to 11 or 12 o'clock, I start getting hungry and I can't sleep. So that's a struggle that I can see myself coming into of like, if I can get to bed on time, then I'll be good. But if I'm up late, then I got to eat or else I'm going to lay there and toss and turn all night.
So I went through similar things like that, and I would satisfy myself with a glass of water.
Really?
Yeah, I would just put something in my stomach and then like
chug a bottle of water.
Yeah, and that would be enough?
Yeah, yes, but you have to think like there's going to be some growing pains. So like if I had to, I'd have a carrot or something low calorie that I felt like I was eating. Okay. Like I would have a piece of celery where after I ate a piece of celery, which was essentially 0 calories, I would at least feel like I ate something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I wouldn't hit like leftovers from dinner.
Right.
But like I said, everybody's human, right? So I mean, it's gonna happen, but but those hunger pangs, those go away. They really do. They go away.
So you guys don't struggle with that at all? Is that something that?
Not anymore.
I think it really I think it also has something to do with like how many calories you're taking in, because like if you're not taking in enough calories and throughout your eating time frame, I mean you will have hunger pains. So it's making sure you're getting enough calories within your body, especially if you're working out. So like sometimes one of the meals I'll have at night is I do a big large it's like a big salad bowl, and it looks like it's for like a whole family, and I'll throw as many greens as I can into that salad bowl because greens, they got a lot of fiber in it. It fills you up. And fiber is really great. I'm getting some bonus points.
So not like a big bowl of pasta, like what I eat, but...
I mean, that's good too, yeah.
But that's just straight up carbs.
Well,
no nutrition in that.
So I do like a big salad with greens. Like I love arugula, I love spinach. I like mix a whole bunch of different greens together, and then I'll throw some turkey bacon that's already been cooked that I have in the fridge. I'll throw some chicken. Brad, you're just killing me right now, man. Turkey, bacon, chicken. I'll do like some blueberries, and I'll throw like a little bit of cheese or like strawberries or something just to mix it all up. Put a little bit of like fat-free ranch. And I'll just chow down, and like that keeps me full, I mean, for a long period of time. So I try to eat something like that, like high in fiber, right before I start my fast.
Y'all are a lot healthier than I am.
No, really though, like I am not like a super healthy nut. Like I do like to work out, but I have a kid. I'm trying. My main concern right now is just trying to lose weight and try to get rid of my dad bod. I had shoulder surgery last year, so I wasn't able to work out at all for that. So
Check this out. Wait.
Scars.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! What is that thing?
I need surgery too. But
Holy crap!
I don't have anything. Nothing
So
over here.
I'm not gonna I don't want to tell everybody I'm just super healthy now because I ate pizza for dinner. I am just looking I'm not looking to get shredded. I'm not looking to do this. I want to be healthy. I want to live a long healthy life, to be there for my son. I want to be able to be active whenever my son's older, and we want to wrestle around or whatever. That's my goal.
Right.
So it's just to be live a more healthier life, and I want to enjoy desserts though. I'm not gonna not eat dessert because that's what I love. So I don't know about you, Brad, but
this is my dessert.
Mm.
I mean, I never had a sweet tooth anyway. I was always a fried salt kind of tooth.
Okay.
For me, before candy was always French fries and gravy for me. But yeah, I don't see, for me, and it sounds cliche, but my interpretation of healthy doesn't come from what my body looks like or anything like that. It comes from my blood work. And because I know a lot of people that are very, very thin in appearance, that are not healthy. And at the end of the day, the thing that's going to get me to my daughter's wedding is not my six pack. It's my insides, my heart, and my arteries and my blood pressure and my stress and my cholesterol. So I don't think, but then again, it's sickening. I know there's probably some people in here that are new subscribers to me. If you go back and watch my video, it has I think blue and green stripes in the thumbnail. And it was my January update from last year when I was 75 pounds heavier than this. And I'm sitting in the same chair, same background. And I look at it and I'm like, whoa, holy cow. And a large part of that success was intermittent fasting. And it was controlling, just like anything, look at our budgeting life, right? It's having structure. It's staying disciplined. It's working hard. It's working through adversity. It's so many things that make us successful in our debt-free journeys, and which is why you can take the philosophy of the baby steps into anything of your life. Intermittent fasting, I keep you, but it sucks being a vegan. It's terrible. It's inconvenient. I get bullied. It's almost impossible to go out to eat. I live on the ocean. I used to be a big game fisherman. It sucks. But look at the long road, like Chris Hogan says in his new book. I don't look at now. I don't look at immediate satisfaction. I don't look at immediate hunger. I don't look at those things anymore. I used to. I've been doing this forever. When 2 years ago I was shooting deer upstate New York. I understand. Right. I'm not judging. But it's you have to, if you want to be successful at intermittent fasting, you're going to have to go through the ups and downs. You're going to have to go through the trials and tribulations. You're going to have to go through it's 9 o'clock and I kind of want to eat, which is okay. Because there's times where I eat at 9 o'clock. All that does is reset my fasting window to later tomorrow. Right. So I say to myself now, I want to have a couple of beers tonight because it's Thursday. I know every time you see me, you think I'm drinking. It's Thursday. Thursday's my night. So if I drink beer till 9 o'clock, all I'm going to do when I go to bed is I'm going to reset my fasting window and I'll readjust tomorrow. If I want to stay back on track, then I'll shorten my eating window to get back on track. But Thursday coincidentally leads into my weekend where I adjust my fasting schedule anyway. I sleep later, I go to bed later, things like that. So it kind of works out that I add an extra couple calories at night on Thursdays. But if you're starving and you need to go to bed, Kelly, eat something, but then say, okay, my fasting window did not begin at 7 p.m. Right. It started at 9 p.m. So now instead of going from 7 to noon, now you're going to go from 9 to 2 p.m. There's things like that you can do because
I sometimes skip fasting.
Yeah.
Like if we have like a friends gathering on like a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning where we want to do like mimosas and breakfast or something, then I'm not gonna be like, no, I can't drink mimosas because I'm fasting. Like, no, I'm gonna go fast and I want to.
Well, JJ, stop. Wendy Valencia is here.
Oh my God.
The amount of
Brad, how
times
did we
that I've
get
tried
here,
to get
man?
Wendy Valencia
How?
in my Thursday night live stream, and she's never showed up. Kelly has a live stream on Thursday, and Wendy's the first one on board. I need a timeout.
He's gone.
Well,
No.
when Wendy's your YouTube BFF, you make things happen.
That's true. You make stuff happen.
Wendy and I started our channel at pretty much the same time.
That's awesome.
We've gone through this together.
Very cool.
Wendy Valencia, you're my idol.
You're my idol. She's my idol too.
Mine too. There was something I was gonna say, Brad. You were talking, but I forgot.
Sorry, Wendy was here. I'm sorry. I get excited. I get starstruck.
Let's get back.
Kelly threatened my life. I did.
What's that?
She said I threatened her life, that she better be here.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys have any? I'm trying to read through.
I know. I'm trying to go through here too.
Somebody asked me. Oh, let me go to Insta.
Well, here, real quick, to just show you,
Yeah.
and again, I want to just let you guys know, I have a post on my Instagram, and this is not to like boast, this is not to brag, this is simply for motivation, because also I worked hard to get to this point, and, this was after having a kid, this was after, having shoulder surgery. I gained a lot of weight. I stopped worrying about what I ate. I didn't exercise because I couldn't. And then I slowly got back into it. And there's a picture on my Instagram. You got to scroll down a little bit. But it shows like a before and after picture. And my head's like cut off. But it just, you can tell the difference. And that's strictly from intermittent fasting.
Really?
There was times, where I ate biscuits and gravy on Sunday morning. There was times where I chose to eat later at night, or, I didn't follow it so strictly. I didn't make it so intense, because what I've learned over the years of doing stuff like that, whether it's budgeting, whether it's a healthy lifestyle, is if you do something, at least for me, so intense, you get burnt out on it. Like for budgeting, I would give my wife and I little, we would do little celebrations for when we would make a larger payment or something towards our debt. For exercising, if I was doing good for a month, I would say, hey, I don't care, I'm going to go eat a little bit of a pizza or do whatever. And, that picture, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but it was a huge difference.
Yeah.
I lost my stomach, I lost everything, and it literally was a life changer for me. And again, I don't show that to boast, I don't show that to brag, it's for, just showing the lifestyle that I found with it and how much it has helped me live a healthier lifestyle. And I don't know.
JJ, never, ever, ever apologize for success.
Yeah.
And I like that's not boast. Like, back to Chris Hogan's book, because I'm reading it, I'm in the moment with him. But like, he says, like, calling yourself a millionaire is not bragging.
Mm-hmm.
It's, especially if you're using it as an educational tool. Dude, like, do not ever apologize that, like, you were proud of yourself and post it. Like, look, I don't know if you see this one. That's me and me.
Dude, that doesn't even look like the same person.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, like, you have to understand that posting pictures sometimes also is motivation for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the things, like starting a YouTube channel was for me to stay motivated and for me to hold myself accountable. When you put yourself on the internet and you say, I'm going to lose weight and then I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing to do so. If you don't, then you look like a donkey.
Real quick on that, and I love that you said that, is going back to goals. That's crazy. If you're go back to goals of either a healthy lifestyle, budgeting, paying off debt, doing YouTube, I recommend if you think you want to do something, tell as many people as you can about it, because that way that pushes yourself that much harder to succeed. Like you said, hold yourself accountable, because when I started this YouTube channel, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep up with it. You know, I don't want to like make a fool of myself, post a couple videos, and then, you know, completely stop doing it. And then, you know, but no one would know because I didn't tell any of my friends or family or anything. But then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I made a post on Facebook, and I was like, hey, this is my thing. This is my passion. You know, if you guys want to support me, go for it. If not, you know, no big deal. But it told myself, hey, I have eyes watching me now. You know, and I don't want to fail on myself, but two, I don't want to have to explain to people when I'm out, being like, hey, what happened to that YouTube thing? You know, I don't know. I just gave up. I quit.
Yeah.
So.
And that's kind of the same with me in the morning on my Insta, how I've been, you know, posting like positivity and how I leave the house refreshed and ready to go. It's that accountability thing, because I used to go to school and tell my students, like, I'm being positive today, guys. And now a lot of them follow that and they see it in the morning. And they're like, Finn, are you having an awesome day today? And I'm like, yeah, even though it's 7 o'clock in the morning. And then days where I come in and I start to lose it a little bit, they're like, Finn, where was that 6:30 in the morning positivity? And I'm brought back down to center. Like, all right, let's do this. And then I usually see your sunrise picture, Kelly, and it just brings my morning totally full circle, especially with the weather we're supposed to get in the Northeast this weekend. But yeah, no, I'm totally just happy with success. And I don't think anybody, you know, my father once said to me, and I'm sure it's not a quote from him, I believe I also heard it in The Wolf of Wall Street, when he was like, you know, pay very close attention to people that do not clap when you win. And I think that means a lot, you know. And if you think about it, like, if you want to put a picture of yourself, a before and after, and explain your journey as an educational tool to maybe help others, and somebody doesn't want to clap at that, they might not be the person for you. Right. You know, that might be somebody that needs to move on, you know, or like you get that raise, or like even some silly, like somebody wins a scratch off lotto ticket. Right. You can't be like, all right, man, good for you. Like, pay very close attention to people that don't clap when you win. And also don't worry about those people either, you know? Yeah. You guys, I had a question real quick, because I know it'll come and go. Somebody said on my Insta that they hated tofu. What can they do instead of tofu for protein? And there's like tempeh is a really good option, but I don't do that. And for the record, like, tofu is low on my standard for protein. Tofu is like a filler. It's kind of like, it's a placeholder. It's a texture. And for me, and it's coincidental, I know it sounds crazy, but my base of all my meals is rice and beans. Brown rice and beans, you know.
That's why you love Dave Ramsey.
Yes. mega servings of rice and beans. Like, rice, beans, a serving of black beans, brown rice, and broccoli has more protein than carbs in it. And I think these are the misconceptions that we're led to know. But like, if you need a protein vegetable, carb, go. That's broccoli. I mean, if you need a protein vegetable, broccoli is the way to go. But yeah, black beans for me, and brown rice, even white rice. Like, where do you get your protein, bro? Well, where do the animals get it from? All these big mega animals, they all eat plants. So you have to find them. And tofu is like also very processed. So it's a little on the junk food vegan side. That's why when I use
you never called tofu junk food.
Yeah, no, tofu is junk food. Like, when I use tofu in recipes, and you'll see that's like my comfort foods. You know, eggs. My egg scrambles on Sunday. Like, Sunday is my comfort food. I even put Truvia in my coffees on Sunday, you know, and, you know, also like when I make lasagna and stuff, I use it as my ricotta cheese. I also use it as my ground turkey. So it's a little bit of a filler, and it is considered junk food vegan because it is so processed. But all it is soybeans packed together, soaking in water, has no taste whatsoever. Kelly, I know you said it's a texture.
Who's keeping track of the vegan account again?
What's that? Who's saying it again? How many times did I just say it now?
Probably another 10 times.
Dude, you have your name on your shirt. Don't bully me, bro.
Every time you have to put $1 in super chat.
Yeah, for saying vegan. This is representing my brother in the Marines, by the way.
You guys have the same last name?
Huh?
You guys have the same last name.
We do. Isn't that crazy? He's actually stationed up by you. He's in New Jersey.
Yes, get him out.
Yep.
Get him out. I love visitors, and I'm about to have a house that can actually host visitors. I wanted to have a Long Island Mega Meetup this summer, but we have to find out if that can happen. Tyler Blaze says, love quinoa. Quinoa is, oh gosh, quinoa.
I love quinoa. So I used to never eat it. I never knew about it. I would always eat brown or white rice. I have never. Now I will take this back. So I was gonna say I've never gone back to eating rice. I do love basmati rice, and I got that from eating a lot of different Indian foods in Kansas City. And they would always have this rice. I was like, "What is this? This is so good," and apparently it's actually pretty healthy for you too.
I have like 6 different rices in there. Yeah, because that's the other thing too. Like, I eat so much rice. Sometimes I just don't want brown rice anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll get different types of rice. And
You ever eat couscous?
Isn't that
Love
quinoa?
couscous.
let me get
Is that
my
different
rice.
than
Let me get my
quinoa?
rice.
It's a lot unhealthier than quinoa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot carbier.
Does it look the same though? Like is
Similar.
okay. Yeah, I'm still new to quinoa and all that stuff. Budget Bounce says basmati rice is the bomb. Yeah, I love it. I make a homemade.
I've never had it.
Oh, it's really good.
Y'all thought I was joking when I said I had
Oh my
tons of
goodness!
rice.
Here we go.
Hold on, let me. I can hear you. We got how do you spell it? Arborio?
I don't know.
Here's
It's in here to
couscous.
start pronouncing us
Yay,
names.
couscous.
Here's quinoa. Brown rice. And jasmine rice when I want to be really, really fancy. But no white rice. Well, jasmine's white, I guess, but
Yeah,
I freaking love rices.
yeah.
If you want to know what else is in there, there's vegan stuff in there for days.
Yeah, I like. I do a dish that's a chicken curry, and then I'll just mix like a. Oh, I love it. I make it like super spicy. Throw some.
I went to
basmati
Jamaica
rice.
and it ruined curry for me forever. I
Do
had
what?
curry goat and it was
Curry dough.
goat.
Oh, goat.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never had that. I've had goat, but I've never had curried goat.
Yeah, and it was just not good. And now I
Yeah.
can't go anywhere near curry.
Oh, it just messed you up. Yeah,
It just, yeah.
I like it. I also like eating it with like naan bread. So I use that as like the spoon.
Yeah.
That stuff's
Wendy said she wants to have a rice off with me. Come at it. Come at me. How much rice do you got, Wendy? How much rice do you have? Oh, the chat's so great.
I know. I need to get back to it.
Oh, I have a
Broccoli, chili
question.
pepper. Oh, go ahead.
So it doesn't matter what you break your fast with? Like your first meal? Is that really important?
JJ?
Yeah.
Where do you want me to go?
Go ahead, Brad.
Yes.
No.
Um,
I can't be like a big bowl of pasta.
yes, it can.
I can, but that's not good for you.
I'll show you what I'm going to break my fast with tomorrow. Funny you should say that.
Oh, that looks so good.
That's this is breakfast because your body doesn't know what time of day it is.
Right.
Food doesn't have a time. But to answer your question, yeah, I tend
So
to.
if it matters, then how can you eat pasta? Because that's like as unhealthy as it gets.
That gets, well, that's very debatable. 90% of my diet's carbs, and I've lost 2 pounds a week since April. So you figure
That's
it out.
true. That's true.
You know, I think
Probably all the
sugar.
butter and
Sugar
cheese
is the
that's
first
on
thing that I want, like natural sugars, because sugars are going to, because you're going to need blood sugar. So after that fasting period, your blood sugar is definitely going to be low. So
Okay.
for me, I'm going to go for some sort of carbohydrate or fruit. Like I don't tend to eat sugars later in the night. Like I don't eat fruit in the afternoon because that's just like too much sugar for me. It will keep me up. But when I say like there's just certain things, and you have to know your body here, and I don't want to get too detailed, you know, TMI, but there's certain things you know your body can handle in the morning as a first meal, and you know there's certain things that will destroy your morning.
Okay.
So like for me, I can't eat apples. Like the fiber, whatever it is, I can't. If I start my day with apples,
Mm-hmm.
my day is over.
Right.
So, but I think to answer your question, yes, it does matter what you eat,
Spray bottle.
but it matters what you eat for you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What is
So
that?
I would think like it'd be super important to eat like hardcore protein right after.
Yeah, but why? What does protein do? It recovers muscle. What muscles did you use overnight?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I just.
Can you please, Kelly, just watch What the Health for me? Please, I beg you.
Oh gosh, I don't watch TV.
It's a documentary.
I don't have like I'm just YouTube 24/7.
It's on YouTube.
It's that YouTube life.
It's
I
on
think.
YouTube.
I think. Well, it comes back to like high fiber foods. You know, fast digestive foods. You know, stuff that's going to get into your body. You know, super fast. Now, and again, this is what comes back to what I was saying earlier. Is about how complicated do you really want to make it. If you're just eating healthy and you're taking in a decent amount of calories for your body, it's going to work. I mean, you know your body. You know when you're hungry. If you're in your eating state, as long as you're eating healthy-ish foods,
Right.
it's gonna be good. It's just making sure really that you're getting enough calories if you're going to bed, you know, super hungry,
Mm-hmm.
or
So
eating.
what about Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups? Good up until the cup. Everything else before the cup is good.
Why? Why is the cup?
Because of chocolate.
But that's delicious.
It is.
I do love me some Reese's cups.
Those are, especially with like a slight chill, not frozen, but like a slight chill.
Ooh, I like mine warm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like gooey?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. I don't want to have to chew them. Like I don't want them to be crusty. Like you know when you
You want to
your
like melt?
teeth, I want it to like melt in my mouth. Yeah. Okay, I need to look at this chat.
Wendy wanted to know if I was a high carb, low fat vegan.
Mauricio says
I am an
that
all
Wendy.
I have an all carb. I should probably like if I could upload my my fitness. Oh gosh, what I don't know.
Kelly Knight says, "Dude, we get it. You're vegan. We got it about 80 times ago."
Who said that?
Kelly Knight.
Ow.
All right. Yeah, we'll
Legend.
bring it up again. All right. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Jessica's
Okay, we'll bring it up again.
chicken curry sounds good, JJ. You should share your recipe. I don't know the recipe off the top of my head. I do know it's like you start out with oil and onions. Then you do diced tomatoes, like super diced up, like almost like crushed. Then I'll do ginger paste, garlic paste. I mix that all together to make like the curry sauce, and then I'll mix in my curry. Like I do a spicy curry seasoning, and then I think I boil my chicken in the sauce. It's been a while since I cooked it, but that's like the real quick ingredients. I actually got it off YouTube. If you search like chicken curry, I think it's like the third or fourth video down that I always go to look at when I make that dish. I am gonna have a meal prep video coming out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Finally.
I got 2 recipes that I really like to use. One of them is just it's real basic, but it's really good because I think the A1 sauce is what brings it all together. And then the second one is I'll wait till the video comes out, but
When is it going live?
I don't know yet. I'm hoping I can do it this weekend, but we'll see how the schedule goes. I got other videos. I got some other videos I want to put out pretty soon too. We'll see what happens. So Kelly, what's your thoughts on everything? I mean, just by hearing what we have to say, what we've done. I mean, are you interested in trying it, or are you just kind of like on the fence, or what?
So I have to work my way back to black coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I used to drink black coffee, and then I don't know what happened, and
Well, I mean,
I
I don't
became
think.
a wimp about it.
And sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I
No.
don't think you have if you use a no calorie sweetener, like I mean, what the hell? I think that's fine as long as you don't overdo it.
Yeah. Well, right
yeah,
now I
and-
use a little bit of powdered creamer and a stevia.
Yeah, so maybe just try the stevia, and because like if you
Yeah.
can't drink black coffee and then that ruins your fast. Like I drink coffee all the time because not all the time, but in the morning I drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
So
Do you use Truvia ever, Kelly? Truvia?
I use stevia. I don't know. Is Truvia better?
I don't know.
I know that
Nice.
stevia is one of the plant.
I don't usually put anything in my coffee, but I used to put sweet
Like,
milk
it's
in
better
there.
than
I know people
Splenda,
say
I know.
that's not good.
Wait. It says it's from the stevia leaf, so it's like
Leaf,
the
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, it's very, very similar.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. I think it's just a different form, but it's
Yeah.
it's calorie free.
So what I do is I typically, sorry, Piper is being a pest. I typically have dinner at like 6:37, and then when I get to work at 7:30, I have my 3 cups of coffee. And I have a little bit of powdered creamer and stevia in it. Then that'll get me until like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll either have like some yogurt and fruit, or sometimes I'll have like pretzels and like turkey pepperoni as a snack.
Yeah.
And so that's like breaking the fast. But I feel like the coffee is really what's breaking the fast because of the powdered creamer and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you want to put no calorie sweetener in there, I mean, again,
Or
just
work
me
up to
and-
that and then switch
Yeah.
to no calorie and then eventually work off of that.
right. Yeah, I mean, that way you're not going cold turkey and gagging as you're drinking your black coffee because it doesn't taste any good. I just always have drank black coffee, so it was easy for me to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never. I always, when I became a coffee drinker, I was a black coffee drinker. So it wasn't until somebody brought me it, and I was like, with cream and sugar in it, I was like, oh my god! And that became like my Sunday coffee, which I
dessert,
still
yeah.
call my friends. Yeah, it's my Sunday morning coffee. I put Truvia and like some sort of creamer in there, and it's awesome.
Chris says that's my drink. Black coffee is awesome and very hard for people to mess up. That's very true.
Yeah, that's another thing too. If I'm getting people coffee, if I'm shooting out and getting coffee, I'm like, who wants coffee? And then everyone raises their hand. I just walk out. They're like, but I'm like, no. I saw 5 hands. 5 large black coffees are coming back here.
My grandmother made me drink it black because she said I wasn't a good Norwegian if I drink it with anything else. And then
That's funny.
just kind of add in more stuff years down the road.
Yep. Yeah, my dad makes it to where when you stick a spoon in the cup, it's not supposed to touch any of the edges. At least that's what he says.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Some strong coffee.
My phone died, so I can't see the chat anymore. So you guys can chat away.
Well, we got Mauricio in here.
Mauricio.
And he said, Wendy has more rice. She's married to a Colombian. That's how we all eat.
I'm not messing with that.
Nobody should mess with Mauricio, that's for sure.
I've heard. Yeah, no, rice is good, and it's like it's inexpensive, and it's easy to cook. You can't really screw it up. If you do, it just becomes a little mushy, but it's fine. But
Right.
rice is a good one. I love rice.
So a couple things I wanted to touch on real quick is like benefits of intermittent fasting. I
Yeah.
wrote a couple things down. So like the biggest thing we've talked about already is, it boosts weight loss, especially, you kind of get that added bonus when you're working out if you're in a fasted state. But I work out sometimes not in a fasted state, and you're still burning energy. So what am I missing?
Mauricio, he goes, hola, now let me tell you about coffee.
Let's hear it.
Colombians known for their rice. And their
Yeah,
coffee.
that's right. Let's hear it.
The
Where's
dude is
the-
unstoppable. He is unstoppable. Go ahead, JJ. Continue.
And Brad, I want to know see your input if you get this also. But it increases your energy. It reduces insulin resistance, so like protects you from like type 2 diabetes and stuff like that. It lowers bad cholesterol. It improves memory and also boosts your brain function. So there was an article I was reading, and they're saying that when you're in a fasted state, and your brain, when you're not eating food, your brain kind of goes into like what's like a survival mode. And like that sounds bad, but it's really actually good for your brain, because whenever your brain, when you're not eating a bunch of food and your brain, it understands your body doesn't have food coming in all the time, it needs to lower its energy to be able to focus and be more efficient because it doesn't have all these intake coming in, that food that you're giving your body. So you tend to be a lot more focused instead of not working on something and then something popping in your head, or you gotta go thinking about doing this. Because that was one of the big things that I noticed is I'm kind of an ADHD guy. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but like I'll be doing something and I'll think of something, I go right to it. Or then I'm talking and I'll go off on a tangent and I don't know what the hell I was talking about before, but I got onto this totally different subject. So that's really helped me out too, is noticing that like I have been way more focused, rather at if it's at work or if I'm working on something on the house. Those are the kind of the major benefits that I've noticed. Also, it really helps with your skin, nail growth, hair growth, just because of the boosted nutrients in your body. So there's a lot of benefits from it. So that's just kind of what I've noticed and what I've seen.
I am a lot less sluggish in the morning. And I am ready to start my day, and I do exercise better because my body isn't working towards breaking down food. It's just working on getting oxygen from my blood to my muscles. And like I said, unless you're not taking in enough calories and you don't have those fat storages that your body are going to be looking during that fasted period, because that's being malnutrition is,
right.
Intermittent fasting isn't going to help or hurt that, which is kind of what I was saying before when I said, when I'm eating, I eat 3,000 calories a day. Like I'm eating and eating and eating. So, when I'm not eating, then my body feels good and I'm ready to go. JJ?
There's a question for you, Brad, from Antonio in the chat. He says, what do you think is more beneficial, intermittent fasting or plant-based diet?
And you can't say both.
Yeah, choose one. I'm interested too. I'm interested to see what you say.
I guess.
I know what he's going to say.
I'm a vegan.
No, I'm not. I promise I'm not going to say it. And vegan is not a diet, by the way. Vegan is like a way of whatever. I'm not going to say it. That would be the last time I say that V word for the rest of the night. It depends on it. To answer the question, it depends on any sort of goal-making situation. And it may sound cliche, but I think goals need to be manageable and they need to be achievable. So if you think that, like in that goal video when I talked about, if you can make that comfort level, right? And if you can create a goal and you're 7 to 10 confident that you can create that goal, that's a good goal for you. But when you try and make a goal and you're like, there's probably like a 5 out of 10 chance I'm going to be able to succeed in this goal, you need to shrink your goal down and make it a little bit more specific. And I think when choosing plant-based versus intermittent fasting, which are two completely different metabolic systems, I think you need to choose what's more realistic for you. Now, in modern society, from my experience, intermittent fasting seems a little bit more attainable to people than going plant-based. So I'm going to start there and say that I would say the first step would be intermittent fasting, because that's like creating a budget while trying to get out of debt. If you can make a structured eating schedule and you can stick to that and you can feel the benefits emotionally and physically from that, I think then that can make you more confident to step your game up to something that is a little bit more intense, like plant-based eating. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're an all-in, like jump in, I don't care how cold the pool is, I'm just jumping in, and you want to trust me on it, I think overall people are going to live longer if they adopt a plant-based lifestyle. But I also am very aware, because I went 36 years non-plant-based, that it is very, very difficult. It's like going scorched earth. It's like living on.
I would probably get kicked out of my town if I went plant-based eating.
It is intense. What's that?
I would probably get kicked out of my town if I went plant-based eating.
Well, yes. Like there are stigmatisms along with it.
Yeah.
And hey, like I said, I'm never to judge. Am I proud of how I eat and my lifestyle? Yes. But I don't judge. My wife is not plant-based. Like there's this misconception that I'm out to get people when That's not
No, we
true.
just like
I'm
giving you a
just,
hard time.
Yeah.
just like before,
It's
like,
easy.
you know, like never apologize for your successes. Like I'm happy with my weight loss. And if if you get the same success as me, meaning you go 7 months and you lose 70 pounds and your cholesterol is unmeasurable, it's so low, and your blood pressure is great, and you get off 5 medications and you do all that on the keto diet, I'm here to clap for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here. It's what's best for you.
Right.
Now, do I think that can happen? I don't know. I've been doing what's best for me. I used to own a CrossFit gym. I lived the paleo life. I lived it for 5 years while I owned that gym, you know, and I saw people have incredible physical transformations while eating paleo, aka keto, you know. So I'm there to clap for you, you know. And so to wrap that full circle, I want you to do both, but I also am understanding and I'm a realist. So I would say number one, like, and comparing it to the debt-free life. Like, don't try and become a millionaire tomorrow. Let's start with the budget. Like, don't try and go plant-based tomorrow. It's hard. Let's get a structure and let's start to, excuse me, let's start to identify what we're eating, when we're eating it, and why we're eating it. Because your appreciation with food will lead to other things. Because if you intermittent fast, like I said before, when you're eating, your body is searching for nutrients. And if you put stuff in there that's not supposed to be in there, your body is going to let you know. You can't hide bad eating in intermittent fasting. If if you're eating during your window and you eat crappy food, your body is going to say, I'm going to make you hungry later because while you were eating, you didn't give me what I needed, which is why you get hungry. You get hungry because your body says, I need something. And when you intermittent fast and you have proper dieting techniques, you're not going to feel that hunger because when you eat, you give your body exactly what it wants and your body is satisfied and says, let's take a rest, go exercise, let's sleep. You can stay focused now. But if you, in that 8-hour window, you eat shitty, your body's going to tell you about it. So thanks for the question, Antonio. Try intermittent fasting first, 16-8. That would be my first recommendation, unless you watch What the Health and you just know that you have to go plant-based, especially if you want to sustain life into your hundreds.
So Dollar Blazing asked, does intermittent fasting have, which by the way, she just started her channel. So, you know, props to you.
Check her out.
Yeah, go check her out, Dollar Blazing.
And she also has 47 other handles. So you might know her by JJ,
Yeah.
JY. She's also the Res girl. She has, maybe we'll shrink this down, Dollar Blaze. And now we'll shrink it down. And I still owe you a box of pickles. I tried to send her pickles over Christmas. And over Christmas, they scanned the packages and I must have had some sour pickles or something in there and they sent it back to me twice. So now that the Christmas season's over, I got to send you more pickles. So I'll do that.
Yeah, she has a pretty cool goal of, you know, wanting to hike which I'm not going to say how she does. Apparently she says it the proper way, but the Appalachian Trail.
That's how I would say it.
Yeah.
Appalachia?
That's a huge goal. My brother and I.
My uncle did it at like 67.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. So cool. I mean, that right there is what I love about this community too, is everyone has their different goals, you know, and it's so cool to be able to watch people, you know, take that journey to get to that point. So she asked, does intermittent fasting have to be consistent to work? What if I can only do Monday through Friday? So I do this sometimes. I mean, like I was saying earlier, like I'll eat my biscuits and gravy or whatever for my Sunday breakfast. Or Brad takes a little bit different. He just switches his time. I just don't do it for maybe Saturday or Sunday. And you know, and if I tend to not fast, I may go work out that day, or I may go for a run, or I may do something, you know, different, or maybe I don't work out. It's all about how you feel and what you want to do. But for me, real quick, I would say do Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, do what you can't do. It's better than not doing it at all.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. And if the weekends don't work for you, like on those days that you're not doing intermittent fasting, just eat as clean as possible, whatever your interpretation of clean is. When you're not doing intermittent fasting, then just, like I said, try and be clean. But like Jay just said, I'll adjust my schedule. I have hiccups. Sometimes my feeding window goes off. And then when my feeding window goes extended, because I go out to eat with friends or I want to have a couple beers, all I do is I reset there and I either shrink my eating window the next day to get back in line, or I just stay offset by a couple hours and I just work my way back in. But it's
Right.
all about resetting. It's your start of your fasting window of your 16/8 starts after your first meal. I mean, after your last meal. So regardless of when that happens, when you're done eating at whatever time that is, start your 16-hour window then and see if that works for you.
There you go. From the man himself. Sweet Family Life says, yes, great mental clarity while intermittent fasting. Totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
That's really surprising because I read an article today. I was looking it up, and someone was saying that when they're fasting in the fasting state, they're very clear mentally. But when they once they have that first meal, goes into a fog. And I would think that would be the other way around. As someone that doesn't do intermittent fasting, when I'm hungry, all I can think about is being hungry. Same thing if I'm cold, sitting in a conference or something, that's all I can think about.
Right.
I don't know if you guys can relate to this. When I used to work construction or a summer job, we would work so efficiently in the morning. And then once we stopped for lunch, the afternoons would be shitty.
Once you're having a big lunch, if you're having a big Italian meal, that's different. But a normal, just healthy lunch, I don't know, I feel good after it.
So that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, Kelly. Maybe when you first start out, that may be true. Because the clarity isn't there, because you are hungry, you are thinking about it. But the longer you do it, and the more your body adapts, that's going to go away. Everyone I've talked to that has done intermittent fasting, they say the same thing. It's just a trial period.
Yeah.
It's getting over that hump. Once your body gets acclimated to it and you get used to it, I mean, it really is pretty easy from there. And I'm one of those Saturdays and Sundays when I eat my breakfast and I don't fast for the day, I feel so much fuller and so sluggish. And I'm like, why the hell did I do that? Obviously it was good when I was putting it in my mouth, but God, now that I ate it, I feel so horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use the restroom. Excuse me one second.
All right. So Minnie says, to Dollar Blazing, do what works for your schedule and body. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. I mean, it's better to do something than nothing at all. You might completely dislike it because your body is telling you what it needs, right?
So did you lose that weight just intermittent fasting, or did you lower your calories as well? I know you're working out, but
I don't really count calories. I'm not a guy that
Did you start eating healthier?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Than you were before?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean that was part of it too. I was eating healthier. I was meal prepping meals, but I also drank beer. Not as much because I tend to when I was trying to lose the weight, I would drink because I like to drink out with my buddies on Saturdays, Friday, Saturday nights, or when we come over playing cards or doing whatever. I drink now those vodka tonics or gin and tonics, my go-to drink. If I'm at a bar and you see me, I'm most likely gonna have a gin and tonic in my hand. So that right there is just it's a little less calories than drinking, and you also drink less of it too because at least I do. Because if I'm drinking beer, I can keep going and keep going and keep going, and that's just so many empty calories. And your body processes the alcohol before it processes any food, any healthy food. So your liver has to break that down, and the more your liver out. Is he leaving?
Mauricio's leaving, yeah.
Thanks for joining. But the more your body, breaks that down, and your liver kind of gives out, then you can't process all those other foods for you, and
right.
So yeah,
did
I'm losing the weight.
Say that you can't count calories?
I don't count calories. No, and I also don't weigh my so. Back in college, I was super into bodybuilding, and I was strictly eating I wasn't overboard going for shows or anything like that. It was just kind of a hobby. I was never a super the biggest guy in the gym or anything like that. It was just a hobby for me. But I did the whole counting how many pounds of chicken I needed to eat and do this, and it just got way too overwhelmed. So now I do this with my finances. I try to simple it down as much as I can because I know I'm going to stick with it if I'm not stressing over it. And that's what works for me. So to get back to that, I don't count calories. I just try to eat an overall healthy, lunch and dinner. I try to eat a green. I try to eat a meat, and I try to eat a some type of carb, like a healthy carb, like quinoa, rice. Sometimes I don't even eat carbs just because that's kind of an added bonus for me. So, yeah. Did that even answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it did.
See what I mean about rambling on? My mind just keeps going. It never stops.
What was the question?
It was just if the majority of his weight loss was just intermittent fasting, or if he really cut his calories and stuff too.
Yeah, I just said it was definitely intermittent fasting, but then also trying to eat healthier while doing that. I also worked out too.
Structure is success, man, and intermittent fasting is structure.
Yeah.
Structure leads to success. That's why I asked you. I wasn't sure if you said you can't count calories or you don't or you won't.
Don't.
Like I said, that's like saying there's a difference between you don't and you won't. Like you won't to me is the same as saying I'm not going to budget my money and look where my money goes.
Right.
Calories are the budget of your body, but if there's a difference between I just don't do I don't weigh myself. That's different. So I was making sure I heard you right. Because I don't weigh myself either. I
don't go. That's another thing is I've seen a lot of people, talk about, oh, I'm not losing any weight or this. And I said, I go by off what I look like in the mirror. Because you can tell, I can tell right away if I'm losing, if my body composure, I can tell when my muscles are, looking better, more
jade up. You could say it.
Yeah,
my
pleasing.
Blazing. Go ahead. When your pecs are blazing.
I mean, just you can tell when your waist is slimming down, when your jeans are fitting looser, when you got to tighten your belt a little bit more. I don't even and I'll get on the scale and I'll weigh heavier than I did 2 weeks ago, but it's because muscle, is gaining. And that's another thing is girls can grow muscle and look a totally different way because I think there's that misconception of if girls work out, you're gonna get bulky.
Right.
A girl's body structure is so much different than a male's.
Yeah.
My wife is jade up.
She really
jade up. She got bigger biceps than me. Probably shouldn't have told you that, but she's jade up. She also snatches and clean and jerks more than I do. So
yeah. That's crazy.
I think she's fitter than me in all aspects except cycling. She racks 10 muscle ups in a row, bro. She's insane.
That's good.
50 butterfly pull-ups at a clip. She's nuts. Actually, that was pre-baby. I haven't seen her do that after baby before. But she used to just be like, whack, whack, whack. When she went to regionals, it was insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
She did synchronized pull-ups. It was like, whoo, whoo, whoo. And I was like, when are they going to come down? And then they come down, they shook their hands, jumped up, and did another set of 25. I was like, I've never been so It's like, that's my wife. Yep. Can you do that? I'm like, no.
Brad, I know you've done CrossFit. Kelly, have you ever done CrossFit?
No. I used to do a boot camp class, but not CrossFit.
Okay. I think I've heard of those before. I think they're kind of the same thing, yeah.
Do you guys have Orange Theory where you're at?
Mm-hmm.
Have what?
It's huge.
Orange Theory?
Mm-hmm.
It's a new fitness like a CrossFit gym kind of. But everyone wears a heart rate monitor and there's this big screen and you have to keep your heart rate in certain zones and.
Huh. Yeah, and if your heart rate is peaked above a certain amount, I think at 13 splat points or something, and then they're saying that your heart rate will stay up for the next X amount of hours, so you continue burning calories after the workout. It's
CrossFit without a barbell and a heart rate monitor. It's interesting. I did a class. I thought it was interesting.
I looked into it, but it's expensive.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
It's
$150 a month.
Oh, well, that's CrossFit.
Yeah.
I think $175 here now. The addictive guilty pleasure right now is Soul Cycle for everyone here. You guys have Soul Cycle? Do you have Soul Cycle?
We don't have Soul Cycle, but we have.
It's coming, I promise. You're gonna be like,
Cycle Ward.
All right. Do you guys have Peloton there?
Oh yeah, I've seen two. So on my morning walks, my coworker and I, yesterday we saw one Peloton truck in the apartment there, and then today we saw another one. Everyone's getting them delivered.
So the woman across the street from me got it, and like if you bought in a certain window, you got like you were entered into a thing to go to the New York studio and do like a class there, and she brought me. So
Really?
I got to do a filmed Peloton class in the New York studio.
That's cool.
I don't know if I ever I was in the back. I'm ugly, but yeah, that was like my one little Peloton. I love Peloton. If I didn't already have like an over the top indoor bike setup as it is, I'd have one, but my bike setup, my wife now. It's not my wife. I can't. That was when I was spending money like my indoor trainer is worth like $2,200.
Jamie looked into getting me one for Christmas, and he was like, "Yeah." Then I saw the price, and
not in the budget.
We have the spin bikes at work, which are pretty much they're Pelotons just without the screens.
Right.
So I just YouTube spin classes.
And I bet you even
that was
I
haven't done in like a year, but
I bet you Peloton classes are like on YouTube now. It's probably against copyright infringement, but bet you they are.
You can get just the Peloton app. Yeah. You can buy their app and get the classes there. And they have Pilates classes on the app and everything, all different ones. Yeah.
Speaking of CrossFit, JJ, do you need gear? Because I'm moving and I'm not taking it with me. You just have to come to New York and pick it up.
Just make a road trip.
I got 5 Spiel bars that are like 7 feet. Are they 6 feet? They're 6 or 7 feet. Squat rack, lifting platform, 2 boxes, 5 sets of rings, 10 wall balls, 100 kettlebells.
Are those all from your old gym?
Yeah. When I left, I was like, I'm taking all this shit. My detached garage right now, man, I should do like a CrossFit tour of my garage currently. My garage is a CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
You should do it in your stories.
I have like
there you go.
I have like 30-pound wall balls. I have 120-pound kettle. Like I told you when we were texting on the side, Glassman is a friend of mine who's the founder of CrossFit, and he just every time we go to the games, he would just pack our truck because we lived in Arizona. So he would just pack our truck full of stuff to bring back to Arizona. And I have like remember a couple years back they had one of those the pig thing that they had where it was like a tire flip, but they called it the pig. I have one of those. I have like so much stupid stuff, but I'm getting old. I don't need to be bulky anymore.
Yeah.
I can't be like that. Avery's gonna grow up. I can't be that hot dad. That's gonna be really awkward for her. I gotta start getting chubby again, getting ugly. I can't keep working out and like, then Avery would be like, I know my dad's so hot, but Avery, can we go to your house? Is your dad swimming today?
Oh boy, Brad.
I've had a couple cocktails. What of it?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'm drinking water tonight.
I haven't said the V word in 30 minutes. I have a timer going.
There you go. We're making strides. I was gonna ask.
I can't read the chat.
So Brad, what do you? I mean, for like exercise now, what's your goals? Kelly, same for you. What do you guys do for exercise?
Kelly, you go first.
I walk to my car, and then I walk back, and that's about it.
Do you? So let me ask you this though.
Briskly. Say you walk briskly.
There you go.
I go on 2 walks at work that are, I think they're like 3/4 of a mile, and that's basically it. I used to spin. I used to do all that stuff, but it's not a priority now.
Yeah.
I need to make it a priority, but I had a health coaching class today, and I was like, I need a pep talk. I need a kick in the butt. Like, we gotta get back in gear.
So what do you think about like finances being related to your fitness?
I can go either. So I have 2 different theories on this, and I've seen 2 different things. Like, one is it relates so well of, budgeting, finances and weight loss and fitness. The other hand, the other side of the coin is so many people, and I've talked actually about this to Wendy Valencia, is so many people get so like focused on one main goal that they're trying to do in their life, and they can't do the other things. Like, right now we are saving so hard, for a down payment so that we can buy a house and get dogs and have babies, and then trying to build the business and the side hustle.
Love
and
the babies
like that. So like the weight loss and the healthy eating, that's kind of gone to the back burner because so much of my attention has gone to, the budgeting and everything.
Yeah.
And also I was talking to my health coaching that, because I've been coaching with her for like 2.5 years now. We meet every other week consistently. And I was telling her that before I was really successful because I had a goal. Like we had the wedding. Like I was like, I know that these wedding pictures can be on the wall for the next 50 years and I want to look good in that wedding dress. So I had that goal. I don't have a goal like that right now.
That is
I don't have anything like that.
That is so true. And that kind of happens to me too. So my wife and I have this thing we do that we made in a promise on our wedding day that, every single year her and I were going to go on vacation somewhere to celebrate our anniversary. Mm-hmm. And our anniversary is in September. So around like May-ish, June, July, summer's coming up. And then I'm like, oh man, September's going to be right around the corner. And we're usually somewhere where it's warm on the beach or something. I was like, I need to get with it a little better. So having a goal, like you said, that really is definitely motivating too. And when you don't have a goal and it's not really a very committed part of your lifestyle, like it is hard to stick with it. I will agree with you on that.
And now we're going to Alaska this year for our vacation.
Well, you can just cover everything up. You're all right.
The Eskimos.
Exactly. Yeah, if you don't have a goal, that is the hard part. And that's my struggle right now is everyone has those days. And it's just like finances. There's sometimes something comes up, you're like, ooh, man, I would love to go buy that right now. Mm-hmm. And then the same thing, like, ooh, I'd love to go get me a tub of ice cream and just start scooping away. I love ice cream. That's probably like my biggest weakness. And I don't know, you just got to know when to do it. Do it in moderation. If you do it the day before, go work out the next morning. At least that's what I do. I don't know.
I feel like I need to print out a picture of me at my heaviest and me at my thinnest. To here's your motivation, the two polar extremes, what you don't want to get to and what you do want to get to.
Exactly. It's just writing down your goals.
Yeah.
Keeps yourself accountable. It's
super similar to the debt-free thing. You want to work hard and it's going to suck sometimes, but currently right now for me, I just ride my bike. I ride my bike a lot. And I try and go more by hours and miles per se, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 125 to 150 miles per week. And then my wife is more of a runner, so I'll run with her occasionally. This weekend, I just found out on Saturday she signed me up for a 10-mile run. So we're going to do this race, and it's supposed to be 10 degrees out, so that should be interesting. But as far as exercise, see, I just have a different. I agree with Kelly's perspective because I went through the same thing when we were getting married, and then we got the house, and then we just got comfortable, and we were married, and I didn't have to worry about anything anymore. And then my weight loss just happened coincidentally when my daughter was born because I had to enter a whole new perspective of life. Right. So that's where my weight loss came in. But I also, found out that when you exercise and do something that you like to do, it's not when I don't ride my bike, I'm not oh man, I didn't exercise today. I'm like, shit, I didn't get to ride my bike today. I love riding my bike. I just love it. And I've done every fitness thing under the sun, and I just happened to find that one thing. When I was a kid, I loved to swim and surf. But then I got old and I didn't want to be in the water anymore. But I think you have to find, what activity you need that you like. Even if it's walking, just walk really fast.
Yeah.
Just walk really fast. That. It's simple as that. And
just getting your heart rate up.
One thing snowballs into another. If you walk really, really fast for a week, you're going to get bored with walking really, really fast, and you're going to want to jog. And then if you jog for 2 weeks, you're going to want to run. And then you're going to be running, and somebody's going to run by you. And you're going to be like, fuck that. And then you're going to run by them. And that's really how it happens. I ride on an online platform in the winter. I'm fitter in the winter because it's a worldwide platform, and people ride by me, and I'm like, no. When I ride around in the neighborhood, I could be one of the fittest cyclists around. People ride by, but it's not a thing. But online, people blowing by you, and you I can't have a rest day. online because I'm like, I'm going to get passed and then I'm going to, no. So I think just find something you love to do. Like if jumping up and down is what you like to do, just jump up and down. Like just jump up and like break a sweat every single day. And that's it. Doesn't matter what you do. If you want to like break a sweat cooking like a champion, then cook like a champion. Like run from the refrigerator to the oven, run back to the cabinet and just break a sweat. You know?
So do you guys want to hear an embarrassing story that I just thought of?
Yes.
I don't know why I'm going to tell this, but
I love embarrassing stories.
so behind me, you can see my TV, my nice LED lights.
Great job, Jamie.
Yeah.
Great job.
And I don't know what it was, but it was like 5 bajillion degrees outside. And so I was like, I'm going to work out inside. So I was looking on, I think it was our Amazon Prime TV, whatever, and looking for different workout videos. And I found this Christian Zumba video. And so I was doing the Christian Zumba. And then after like 20 minutes, I had enough. So I just turned it off and turned off the TV, went and did other things. So then Jamie comes home from listening to his podcast, and we decided that we're going to watch, I think it was like White Collar Suits or something. So he turns on the TV and blasting this Christian Zumba. Because I didn't even pause it or turn off. I just shut off the TV, so it picked right back up. And he was like, what is this? It was funny.
What is this? What is this?
Zumba,
What is this? He's like, what are you watching?
It was like raise your hands and praising Jesus, and it was really cheesy, but it was a good workout.
It's good. At a Pentecostal church. Speaking in tongues and everything.
Oh gosh.
Love it. Love it. I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon. I think my son's getting ready to go to bed.
What time is it there, JJ?
8:30.
8:30. So you're an hour behind us?
Yes. Yep.
What time is it?
8:30 Central Time.
Oh, Jeff Gaynor's here too.
Oh, Gaynor Boehner. Yo, Gaynor, when is this weekend the ice fishing trip? I can't see the chat.
Oh, Gaynor. We got all the husbands. We got
Mm-hmm.
Jeff in here. We got Mauricio in here. And this is
Oh, wow.
awesome.
Quest of Fire said she lost 120 pounds.
What?
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Really cool. Good job. Damn. That's incredible. Yeah, hearing stories like that's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
By the way, I feel like my YouTube channel has just started to just grow drastically now that I've
Yeah?
over 1,000 subscribers.
Okay, so I have to admit, I've watched that video like 100 times. I laugh so hard every time
Which
Which
one?
one?
The last?
of you dancing and then Brad unsubscribing and then resubscribing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's the timestamp on that? Can you timestamp that in the comments?
I don't know, but I saved the clip. Like I did screen record, so I have just that clip in my.
Yeah, the funniest part I feel like is when Brad unsubscribes and then he subscribed back and I'm like, all right, let's play this music.
That was a good time.
Oh, yeah, it was, man. That's crazy. I can't believe that happened.
I know that's, and then I said, as I told you before, then you wait in monetization purgatory.
How long is that going to last, you think?
Dude, I hear horror stories. I don't even read the internet. I did say, actually, I don't know if I should name drop, but I just spoke to somebody that recently became monetized, and they waited 3 months.
Have you guys hit watch time yet?
Oh, yeah.
You have.
Not even
JJ, how
close.
far away are you?
I think I'm at 2,400. I got a while to go. I need to do some live streams.
Yeah.
I know.
I offered to do this on your channel.
Yeah. I know. I need to get...
Yeah, I've heard horror stories of like, but the good thing about our channels is we don't have channels that are tough to review. And I've also heard that it was all hearsay that they don't check them in, they don't like review them in order. They do look at bigger channels that have been long review times, but I kind of I'm treating it like getting to 1,000. Like I'm trying to just not think about it. Like one day I'll get an email that says I'm monetized or not. And I'm looking at like hitting 50,000 views today. I was like so pumped. Like these small gains, like watching retention time go up. Those have been fun. Hitting 25,000 views in the last 28 days. Like that was super awesome for me. But the monetization purgatory.
I think Angela's offering to do a live on your channel, JJ.
Yeah.
Let's do it. That'd be awesome.
Do it. I'm in.
I said I wish I had a bigger computer so that I could get everybody in.
I'm game. Set a date and let's do it. Because I know how to set this up now.
Yeah.
Dennis.
How hard was it?
Dennis helped me out a lot.
Did he?
Yeah.
It doesn't work for Macs though, right? That's the problem. Like I can't do it with a Mac.
Well, I thought he said there's you can't download OBS, but you can download Streamlabs.
No, you can download Streamlabs, but not Streamlabs OBS.
Right.
And I can have regular OBS, but not Streamlabs. But like I said, when I try and do OBS, smoke comes up from my 2010 MacBook Pro.
I think that's how old mine is, Brad.
Yeah, like
mine's a hand-me-down from Jamie.
The fact that I can
it's like
do
2010, 2011 MacBook Pro.
The fact that I can do this is like insane.
Yeah.
When we moved to the house, I upgraded my computer because it was an older MacBook like that, and it was from college, and then it would take me, not lying, I would edit my video and this was also my internet like uploading speed, but I would edit my video, I would set it on the kitchen table, hooked up the charger, and I would go to sleep, I'd wake up and it would still be uploading.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how I can't upload on my MacBook. I have to upload on my Mac Mini. My Mac Mini, I can upload a video, like a 10-minute video in like 37 seconds. This takes like 15 hours.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to sound like that.
So I just do it to
engineering
my
nerd, but I changed out all my hard drives and everything on my MacBook Pro. If you still have it, send it to me. It's like $100. I'll put an SSD card in there. But yeah, like people tell me these horror stories of uploading. Like I literally, even a Tuesday talk. So this Tuesday talk that was 42 minutes. It took 3 minutes to upload in 1080, and then on YouTube it took 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's 45 minutes worth of 1020 content, 1080p content.
Yeah. Well, when I got this new computer and we changed our internet to a different provider, I mean, when I uploaded my first YouTube video and like rendered it and then uploaded, I was like, what the?
No, this is what you thought to yourself. I screwed something up.
Yeah, this is no way. Like, I'm supposed to go to sleep and wake up and it still be uploading. What is going on right now?
Yeah, no, I definitely know that for sure.
Angela said DM her on Instagram. We will make it happen. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Drop it on the DM.
Kelly, thanks for having me on. I got
stuff
here. I know I'm running it, so I guess I'm going to have to kick both of you guys out. Sorry.
No, hey, listen. I'm having a grand old time.
Got to do it on my channel next.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
We got to have like a couple days notice so we can promote.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Because I'll talk about it on my stories and stuff and get the word out.
Good.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Brad.
Have a really, really awesome night. I hope so.
I'm going to bed.
Go tuck my son in bed and tell him good night.
I'm gonna go film a video on how to make a spreadsheet because everyone loved my spreadsheet last night. So
that was some pretty intense stuff. And like I'm a spreadsheet nerd, but I lose
my olden days with
ADHD. I lose train of thought and I go on to something else. So I make it as easy.
My old days with Excel, where I didn't even need a mouse. Like I was one of those guys that could jump in between sheets and jump between cells. Like it was inspiring, but. That's part of this. The part of the budget video is going to be how I used to be an Excel junkie, and I've dumped Excel for Microsoft for Google Sheets.
Google Sheets.
So, yeah, Excel's howdy, but yeah, I'm going to go make that video. But.
Sweet.
Good. All right, guys.
Kelly, if you have any other questions about intermittent fasting, I hope that the first calories you have tomorrow are around noon time tomorrow.
Try. Let me get off coffee first.
Yeah.
Coffee's fine.
Or like with the creamer.
Well, we need to get rid of creamer for a whole nother reason, but
Well, it's powder creamer. It's not real. There's no cow in it.
Right, no cows die if you don't milk them.
what's that?
Cows can die if you don't milk them.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Just saying.
I agree, 100%. I agree. Good night, guys.
See you.
All right. Bye, guys.